David Dunn, manager of Oldham Athletic, how does that feel?
Well, obviously, first and foremost, I think very disappointed with the result on Saturday. I mean, no one likes to see anyone lose the job. As we've said when I've come in, that I didn't think it had happened quite this quickly. Obviously, well on with my badges and that, but like I said, I didn't think it had come round this quickly. But really looking forward to the opportunity I've been given, and let's hope we can pick some results up really quickly.
You've got some good players under your tenure now. What are your expectations and your aims for you and for them?
Well, I think first and foremost we need to get back to winning ways. I mean, the other week we was undefeated, but probably could have gone on and won quite a few of them games. I'm sure everyone would agree with that. The last two home games have been disappointing to say the least for us, and that's up to me and the staff now to put that right. I think one thing you will get from me and my staff now would be 100% commitment from us. We won't leave any stone unturned, and we'll throw everything we've got into this to make this work.
How do you expect the dynamics to work? You're a player, you're one of the teammates, the manager.
Yeah, well, obviously very difficult. I don't think there's anyone else in football, certainly in England, that's doing it yet. It's going to be something I'll speak to Dean Oldham with, and we'll come up with something I'm sure that will suit everyone.
Have you already identified any areas that certainly need improvement?
Yeah, well, I think if anyone that was at the game on Saturday, I think one thing's for sure, and what I'll be instilling into all the players is, they're playing for the shirts now. Are there certain players that are a little bit too comfortable? Possibly. Is that going to change? It certainly is going to change. Us football fans, all they want in football, and certainly for the club they pay a lot of money to go and watch. All they want to see is a little bit of passion, and players playing for the shirt. And if they get that, and of course you're going to get beaten in all sport, but if they can see that the players are working hard for them, then I think that's you're on the right path.
You came to Oldham Athletic, you made no secret of it, to extend your playing career a little bit. You're now thrown in at the deep end, as we've already discussed. How do you see your future now? I mean, do you still hope to continue playing?
Well, from the experience, members of staff and ex-players and coaches that I've had, and managers along the way, they're all saying it's obviously very difficult to do both. So that's a decision I've got to make, and we'll see where we go with that. Do I think I can do it? I'm a confident lad, so I'm hoping I can play some part, yeah, in carrying on playing. Like I said, I came here as a player. One of the main reasons why I left Blackburn last season is because of the game time. I've already played more minutes this year than I've played all of last season at Blackburn. So, the proof's in the pudding there that I'm still really keen to play, but these opportunities don't come around too often. Certainly for a relatively inexperienced coach like myself. I've got bags of experience. I've worked with top managers over my career, and I'm sure I can tap into every little one of them. I've called a few already, and asking their little bits of advice on certain aspects of the job. So like I said, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to the job in hand.
Let me just push you a little bit on that one. You do have great connections in the game. You've been in the game a long time. Do you expect to utilise that?
Of course, yeah. Already in the last 24 hours making calls. Just trying to utilise. I've spoke to the staff. We've come up with certain positions in the squad that we feel that need to be improved. and that's what we're going to be looking to do in the next week or so. So hopefully we can bring a few players in. But one thing's what we won't be doing is we won't be bringing people in that we feel won't help us. I think if we're going to use that loan market and use the contacts that we have, then it's got to be something that's going to improve us as a team, not just as a squad, but it's got to affect the team and have an impact positively on that. So that's what we'll be doing.
A 5-1 home defeat is not what anybody expected. It does happen from time to time. But how do you change the fans' expectations now?
Like I said previously, the fans, they're gonna, let's be fair. I mean, anyone that was on the ground the other day were going to be going home majorly disappointed. I played in the game, so there was no one as disappointed, let me tell you, in that stadium as I was coming off that pitch. It was, it was a little bit embarrassing to be playing out there and to be on the losing a game like we did, and in the manner we lost it in. Of course, individual errors was the main factor for me in the game. We had patches that were positive, don't get me wrong. I think we came out second half after being 2-0 down, and I thought for 17-20 minutes perhaps we was well on top. We scored the goal and we looked good, and then another individual error seems to cost us, which has cost us this year. Let's be fair.
There's some similarity there because the Peterborough players played for Grant McCann. It was evident on Saturday. Do you expect or hope for the same for you at Doncaster?
I'd like to see there's a reaction. One thing that I'll be instilling into all the players this week is they're all playing for the places now. It's a fresh start for people, and if you're playing well, you keep your shirt, and that's where I've been brought up, and that's what I'll be trying to say to him. Going back to Grant, obviously, I've known Grant for a number of years, and obviously, my granddad pulled me in the car on the way home, and he said, "Do you remember Grant scoring the own goal against us when we were at Blackburn when I was a young lad?" So we beat them that day 7-1. So he obviously it's on the other foot on Saturday. But that's something we need to be. After them last two defeats, we need to get a team that's got a really good shape, know what we're doing, know what we're good at, and then that's a platform to play off. Then I'm all for people that have seen me playing over the years. Everyone knows that I want to be a creative player, and that's how I'd want eventually my teams to play. But in the short term, we need to get some results, and we need to have a good shape, and I'm sure the fans will agree. There's nothing wrong with winning 1-0.
Doncaster Rovers on Saturday, your first game as a manager. Doncaster are managerless at the moment. We expect that to change. Yeah. 2 new men in charge. It's going to be a bit of a media scrum. Yeah, well, like we've seen with Peterborough,
usually when there's a manager change at any club, it either goes a real positive way, and people, before the game we were hearing rumblings that the Peterborough players, really wanted Grant to get the job. So I knew they were going to be up for it, and I'm sure Doncaster will be very much the same. So we'll have to be really at it. We'll have to play on the front foot, and hopefully we can. The away support this year has been absolutely fantastic from all the Oldham fans. From day one at Walsall, even to making that trip down to Colchester on a cold night, in August. It's not easy for people to do that. So hopefully they can carry on supporting us. Get really behind the team, and hopefully we can show the loyalty that they show us.
In closing, did you get much sleep this weekend?
No, there's not been much. Obviously, totally turned on its head from being a player and just solely concentrating on your performance on the pitch to now suddenly the phone never seems to stop. But like I said, I'm a young man. I'm a firm believer in it's a young man's game. One thing's for sure, I'm so enthusiastic. I'm excited for what lies ahead.
Your first rung of the ladder, And how excited are you? It's a great club, Oldham Athletic.
Of course it is, and it's a great start for me. So I'm really appreciate the opportunity I've been given. And you know, there's certain flaws, maybe mistakes maybe a few regrets I've made as a player. So one thing I know in on this side of it is you know, my attention to detail and the professionalism that I'm going to put into the job is going to be second to none.
David, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.